Oh, raindrops, darling. Look at this. So some of y'all may know this, and if you don't, you're about to find out now. Yes, y'all tease me. Carlos loves everybody, but the gag is I only talk to people I love. So
Ooh,
that's why I have this podcast, baby. Hello. So look, Colony Reeves is someone who the moment she popped on the screen on Netflix with Selling Tampa, I went to my Instagram and said, this woman is the prettiest thing I have seen on Netflix all my life. So look,
close.
we're talking to Colony about Selling Tampa, the perfect match, but I have to give this beautiful sister her flowers, her jewelry, my bank account.
Ooh, okay. Because I know it's long, honey. I know that money is long over there. Yes.
Allegedly. No. No, listen. So raindrops, we have the star of Selling Tampa, the current star of the perfect match, the truly the most beautiful woman of all of Netflix, scripted shows, unscripted shows. I mean, I'm speechless because your beauty is so striking that for the first time, they're going to see Carlos King flirt with a woman. So we're going to get this.
Yes, Carlos. Yes.
Hey,
You are so, thank
Colony.
you. Thank you so much. You're so sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for having me.
No, listen, thanks for saying yes. No, so we follow each other on Instagram. And what was funny is I hit up Colony in the DMs because, I am with an African, so I got to make sure I stay faithful. But I slid in her DMs.
Oh, not to slide in the DMs, honey.
Okay, in a professional way. And I said, I want you on my podcast. And Colony response was, duh.
Like, hello. Why didn't you ask sooner? I've been waiting.
I have to make sure to space things out. But listen, let's just get right into it. You were by far the fan favorite on Selling Tampa. And I love Selling Tampa. Sherelle's my girl. I love Joanna. I love, when I say to you, I love the show. One thing about me is I promote shows that I don't produce, especially shows that stars an African American ensemble, because I know how difficult it is to get a show greenlit when it
Yes.
stars an all black cast. And not only did I love the show, I love the cast, and I wanted the world to really get to know you ladies on a global level. And I was like, look, I have a following. I want y'all to get into the show. What was your experience like taping Selling Tampa?
Wow. I mean, Selling Tampa was incredible because Carlos, we were just regular real estate agents in Tampa doing our thing now. We were killing it in the industry. And we just got the attention of the producers. And it really was a blessing that just fell into our lap. So it's something that I never even imagined for myself. It was incredible experience. And I mean, I loved it. I love every part of it. I love showcasing Tampa. I'm born and raised here right in Tampa. So to be able to showcase my beautiful city and to show people that I'm doing what I love in my city, like it was a great experience.
Honey, and you were the experience because when you walked in with your LBD, your little black dress, and you walked into that condo, baby. No, y'all about to find out. Carlos is flirting with Colony, so it's all good. When you walked in and your bang was swooped to the side, and I was like, this woman, because the last woman I had a crush on was Porsha from Housewives.
I love me some Porsha. I love Porsha. That's a beautiful woman. I
Oh,
don't blame
yes.
you. That's a beautiful woman.
No,
Okay.
and in person, Porsha, whoo, the
Mhm.
princess of Thoughtlandia. That's all I'm gonna say, baby. She's a bad chick. But you caught my eye. You caught the eyes of the world. You were, like I said, by far the fan favorite. What comes with being on television comes with a lot of critique.
Mhm.
And my friend DJ Envy, who I love, and I love his wife Gia, he made a comment a year ago of trying to compare Selling Tampa with Selling Sunset, and how on Selling Sunset, you know, they sell these multi-million-dollar homes, and he felt like in Selling Tampa, you guys didn't sell half of that. And a lot of people felt like, look, Envy, we still have to support this Black show, because at the end of the day, you can't compare two agencies in two different markets. It's a difference between Beverly Hills and Tampa. And I know that by living in California. So talk to me about your reaction when you heard people say those things, including DJ Envy.
You know what? I was happy that DJ Envy was watching. Okay. I'm like, thank you for watching. I think I even wrote that. Like, thank you. But I will say people kind of miss the whole point of our show, right? Because if you really pay attention, we are Black women in luxury real estate trying to enter into that market. So this is our introduction into that market. Like, we have not been doing this as long as the girls from Selling Sunset have been doing. You guys were, or some people were comparing their season, I think 4 or 5 at the time when ours came out, to our season 1. And it's like, this is apples to oranges. Like you said, it's a different market. We're on different sides of the country, and they have been doing this. We are entering into this market. So it was a little disappointing to see people missing that whole point. But I was just happy he watched it. He brought awareness to it. And even though it was a little bit negative, people still went and watched the show and they formed their own opinion. So, you know, it's just, it was sad to see also that kind of our community was hating on the show too. And I'm like, y'all, I wanted y'all to band behind us, because we are Black women showing representation on this big platform, showing something that has never been seen. Let's be real, that has never been seen, especially on a Netflix platform. All Black female real estate agency going into the luxury real estate market, where you don't see a lot of us there. So I would have wanted more support, but I'm happy for the people who did support us, and I'm forever thankful.
No, and I'm forever thankful that the casting cast you, baby, because you are a star. You are meant to be on television. Did you always feel like, okay, I'm a star, I'm meant to be on somebody's reality show? Was that something that was in your dreams of life?
So my parents put me into modeling, acting, commercials, pageants. I was a little pageant girl back in the day when I was young. So when the kids were like playing outside on the weekends, or like doing their, you know, AAU sports, traveling teams, I was going on auditions, I was going on photo shoots. So it's kind of always been natural for me to be in front of the camera. And even, you know, in college, I did modeling as well. So I always felt like I needed to be in front of the camera. I just didn't know my blessing was going to be this huge reality show.
Are you a fan of reality television?
I love listen, I am a housewife fanatic. That is what I watch, okay? Of course, I started watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta. Then I got into Beverly Hills. Then I got into Potomac. I love Salt Lake City. Like, those girls are crazy. But right now I'm watching Potomac. So yes, I love reality TV. Absolutely.
Yes. And before we started, you mentioned that you're somebody who watches Potomac and then watch my YouTube
Yes,
cast of my
because
podcast.
I have to watch, and then I need to go back and see what you're talking about. And 9 times out of 10, we on the same page, because I'm like, all right, let me go see what Carlos said. And we like, ain't this some BS? Now, why is this happening? Like, I feel you. So yes, and I just want to tell you, I just want to give you your flowers for that podcast that you did regarding the Potomac reunion, when they talked about the colorism issue. Because I watched it and I was happy that Andy and Bravo gave them that space to even have that conversation, because I think that was needed. But just like you said, I'm like, I wish it would have been longer, because I'm like, dang, like what else? Like, I felt like there was so much more to say. And then I watched you and how emotional you got. Like, you had me crying. You had me crying. And I'm like, Carlos, this is passionate to him. Like, this is a a meaningful topic to you, and I could tell. And I want to say thank you for giving this light on your platform because it's needed. We need people to talk about these issues. Like it's needed. So I want to say thank you because you were saying everything that I felt.
Thank you, baby. No, listen, like I said before, I have this platform for a reason, and I choose to use it for, of course, entertainment, but to
Mm-hmm.
also spread some love and some good into the world, and to really
Absolutely.
speak for a Black person in this space of media because it's so rare for us, especially in the unscripted space. So knowing that people call me the king of reality television, I know that it is my duty to give people who look like us an opportunity to talk about things that matter
Yes.
to the community. And my hope is that with my audience being also non-Black, that
Mm-hmm.
they can also say, oh, I didn't know that was an issue for your community. I'm now aware. And I'm happy you said that. And that means a lot to me. So thank you for that, Colony.
Yes, of course. I think, like you said, it's really like education, like knowledge about it. Because some people who aren't a part of our community, they don't know that these issues exist. So you bringing light to it helps them understand as well. So thank you, honey. We needed that. We needed
Yes. Well, child, what we
that.
also needed was another season of Selling Tampa. And look, I'm gonna say this. So I believe it was Joanna who revealed that the show was not renewed for another season, and you guys trended on Twitter because everybody was disappointed
Oh yeah.
that your show wasn't coming back. Because I listen, as the creator of TV shows, it's hard to get a show greenlit, number one. And what people don't know is it's hard to get a second season. It just is in this climate. And I felt like you ladies had so much promise to deliver a
We
second
did.
season.
We
So
did.
when you learned the show wasn't coming back, how did you find out, and what was your reaction to that?
Um, we knew before the news broke out. So I was happy. We have a good relationship with Netflix. I'm always going to be forever grateful to Netflix for any opportunities. So they did have a conversation. It wasn't like we found out through a blog or like through the media. So we knew. Of course it's heartbreaking, right? Like I wanted to, I feel like we just scratched the surface, Carlos. Like we have so much more to talk about. Like we have so much more digging into our own individual personalities. We have so much more real estate to show. So I was disappointed in it. And I know you always say this on your podcast that every show deserves at least a season two.
Yes.
So I felt like we at least deserve that much. You know what I mean? Just to have everybody's little storylines or stories unfold. Because I know, at least for me, like you guys only got a surface about what Colony represents. I mean, I got a whole personality here that people who know me know and cherish, but they're like, I wish people really could have seen like you, more of you, your real personality. I'm actually hilarious. I think I'm funny. I'm witty. So I wanted people to see like that side of me too. They got to see the super professional business side, which is great. But I think that a lot of the characters on the show needed an opportunity to unfold. So I don't know. You never know what the future holds, though. I'm hopeful.
Girl, God didn't create you to be this much of a baddie for you to stay locked up in someone's real estate open house.
Thank
You
you.
you mark my words, Colony Reeves, you are going to reappear on something else. You are destined for greatness. And my
You're
Deshaun
so
Snow
sweet.
voice, like I believe in you and what you represent.
Oh,
And I just know that, listen, it's what I tell myself. So I'm gonna say this to you. I always tell myself, God didn't give me all of this like personality just to like sit at home and watch The View. Like
yeah.
it was me getting the confidence to say, child, let me just do what I do. If it works, great. If it doesn't, it's fine. I have a job.
Hmm.
So I'm saying to you, you don't have all of this, baby, for nothing.
I receive it. I receive that. I
Okay.
receive it. I believe it too. I believe
Yes,
that.
no, believe that. And that's the reason why you were even able to reemerge on The Perfect Match, which is, as of today, it is the number 6 top 10 TV shows in the world.
Woo! I didn't know that. Okay, perfect match.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. It is a
Yes.
hit on Netflix. We did not expect Miss Colony to come in the middle of the season to shake things up, honey. When she walked in, child, and said, I'm here, I have arrived. And then you were just a breath of fresh air. Your girl and Sophie's on the show too. So how did you end up on the perfect match?
So Netflix reached out, and they had this amazing idea. I thought it was so dope. Let's get all of the fan favorites from each show, put them all together, and see if they want to date each other. I'm like, yeah, sign me up. What's up? So I had no idea who was gonna be there. And I get a lot of questions about people like, why did you do the show? Why did you do the show? I'm like, I didn't know. I knew it was a dating show, and I'm like, hey, I'm single. Like, why not? When Netflix calls, you answer. So did. And they're like, we're going to Panama. I'm like, Panama's beautiful. I've never been there. Let me go ahead and see what that's about. And it's dope and it worked. I mean, you said we're the number 6 show in the world. So that recipe worked. I knew Anne was going because obviously that's my girl. I'm so mad we didn't get to film that much together because I
I
know people wanted to see
know.
that.
You and Ann are like the freaking frack of Netflix, FYI.
Yes, yes. People wanted to see that. They're like, well, what happened? And she went in the house at a different time. Like she was the one of the original people in the house. I came in late. And Carlos, let me tell you, when I came in there, I'm expecting for it to be men falling at my feet, honey. I'm not gonna lie, okay? I'm like, where are the men? Where are they at? Where what happened? So, my time on the show was very short-lived. I call it my little cameo. I made a little cameo on the perfect match. But it was fun. It was fun. We had a good time.
We need to get into these men. So listen, I'm gonna say it, and this is no shade. So when you first appeared in the middle of the season, you went on a date with this guy who had on a midriff and was giving Britney Spears "Baby One More Time" tease with his
Please.
outfit. I didn't get the midriff. I didn't get the midriff exposing the belly button, and I didn't get it. But hey, to each his own with the style department. And
Mm-hmm.
even, I mean, you're strikingly gorgeous. So he seemed to be so distracted.
Yeah.
And again, I don't know his name, so we'll call him Britney Spears. So when Britney Spears, the black Britney Spears, with his midriff, was talking to you, and he's like, "Yeah, I made a connection with this girl, and I want to be a house husband."
Thank you. Where?
What was going through your mind when Britney Spears was talking to you about wanting to be a house husband?
You killing me with Britney Spears. Oh my God. Honey, no, okay.
What's his name, Colin? I feel bad now.
His name is Dom. His name is Dom.
Okay. Dom and Dahmer. No, I'm teasing. Go ahead, child.
Let's call him Brian Spears. How about that? So, Mr. Brian.
Okay. Yes.
He walked down those steps, honey. I seen that crop top and the nails, and I was just like, oh my God. Because remember, I did not know who I was going on. It's a blind date. I didn't know any of the cast members. They separated us. So you don't know who's in the house. You don't know who's there. So I see him, and I know he's from another show called The Mole. I never watched that show, so I didn't know who he was. But I'm an open-minded person. So I said, I'm gonna enjoy this date. We had a little wine tasting. I said, I'm gonna get my drink on and let's talk. So immediately I just knew he wasn't my type though. I'm not really a fan of this whole swag. Like that's just not the type of guy that I would go for.
You don't date guys that wear crop tops and midriffs? Okay.
No,
Okay.
I don't. Because you're gonna be trying to wear my crop tops and midriffs. Mine gonna be missing. And we can't be fighting over clothes. So it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work, Carlo.
Yeah.
Imagine us fighting over the crop top.
About Brian Spears, honey. Yes. Okay, go ahead,
Right.
Colony child.
Yeah, so the date was actually obviously longer than what you guys saw. They chopped it down to just us really getting into it. I'm talking about my career. He's talking about his lack of, I guess, because he doesn't work. And he wants to be a house husband. No shade to Dom. Dom is a nice person. I'm just talking about.
No,
I'm just
Dom, listen, Dom, this is reality of the king. We have fun. This is not serious. We call this fun
but
shade. We love you. We love you, Don Spears, child. Come on, child.
yes. So when he told me he had already matched with Georgia, it kind of put a damper on the date because I'm like, well, okay, well, where do we go from here? You're already telling me that you've already matched somebody in the house, and then you're telling me, but look, once you go in the house, you should talk to this person. I'm going to introduce you to that person. Almost just like kind of just pass me on to the next person in the house. And which was cool. I respect somebody who's honest. Like if you like somebody, sure. I just feel like Dom didn't really give himself a chance to really date other people. And if you watch the drama that's going on the internet now, it's kind of backfiring on him because he's not even with the girl that he matched with. And there's this whole drama behind their whole relationship. So he really should have like given it everybody a fair shot. But I think in his mind, he wanted to be loyal, but for what? It's a dating show. You're supposed to date around. So yeah, it was I just want to say I wasn't feeling him either. A lot of people say, oh, he just brushed you off, but in hindsight and in reality, Dom is not my type of guy anyway. So I was there to enjoy the dates
I
and
peeped
have
that. Listen. First of all, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that ain't your speed,
that's not my
and
speed.
that's why you kept saying you want to drink. Do you want some of this wine? Because I can tell you were like, let me at least give this a try. And I think the moment he said house husband, you said, okay, this is it. Let's just start sipping.
Yeah, let's get into the date and actually do the activity that they have planned for us, which was the wine tasting. Because I'm not dating anybody who thinks they're going to be a house husband. Like I don't even understand where or who. Where they do that at? People do that? No.
Child, unfortunately, you'd be surprised, honey, especially in Hollywood. But we'll talk about that another day, child, off the record,
Okay. Not
allegedly.
calling
A lot of conversation has occurred when it comes to the black men on this particular show. In addition to other dating shows, I did watch Too Hot to Handle. Not this past season, I think the season before that. And I feel bad for forgetting their names, but this black couple, this sister is chocolate, gorgeous. You know what I'm talking about? Like,
Probably Melinda. I think
yes,
Melinda. She's
Melinda,
beautiful. Yes.
gorgeous. And
Yeah.
she was dating this black guy from Paris. And I appreciated seeing that representation of black love
Yeah.
on this show where Netflix shows reaches 190 countries.
Yeah.
Come to find out, child, he had a woman in Paris, allegedly. And she ended up with another dude. But a lot of conversation has gone into black men on these shows not giving a black woman the opportunity to really see if there could be a match.
Mm-hmm.
Besides the date with Brian Spears, did you get a sense that these brothers on this show just wasn't checking for you and Diamond and no one else?
Yeah, it definitely. So when I got into the house, I was communicating with someone named Bartiz. Um and yeah, it was very much like the black women in the house, it felt like they weren't desired like the white women in the house. That's just what it was. That was the energy. And granted, everyone has preference, so that's okay. But I would like to see, especially on other shows to follow, really getting black men in there who actually want to date black women, who are intentional about dating black women, because we do need that representation on TV. Like I love black love. Like I think love is beautiful general, but to see
Yes.
black love, that's a beautiful thing and we don't see it often. So I'm going to say that was my first time in life feeling like I wasn't desired by a black man. And I think it was just because of those particular guys in the house. You know what I mean? I had amazing conversations with white men in the house. Probably I had the most conversations with the other white men in the house, and that didn't get shown. You know, that was cut for whatever reasons. I know you can't put everything in the show, so that's fine. Um, but I would have liked to see that play out as well, because I don't want the narrative to be like Black women aren't desired. We are desired. There were men in there who were after us. You know, I had great conversations with a few of them. It just wasn't shown, and I would have wanted that to be shown as well. But I think, I just would like to see more Black men choosing Black women in the reality space. Absolutely.
Yeah, and listen, we all believe love is love, and obviously, I'm a gay man, and love is love in my community, and love is love in the community of the world. So we all agree with that. However, it is something very interesting to where it seems to be this pattern on these dating shows, and that's why I want to bring it to like even The Bachelor. The guy named Matt was the first Black Bachelor, and I watched that particular season because I was excited that a Black man was the first Bachelor. And to watch that season and to see where his preferences were lying, it was evident that why are we watching these Black men know a good and dang well their preference is white women, which again, if that's your preference,
Right.
cool.
That's
But
okay.
it's like whatever. It is like there's a whole conversation about that I'm not gonna get into. But for me, it was more so like, where are the Black men who desire Black women so that the world can see that side of a relationship? Because we do want our Black version of Spencer and Heidi. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
we wanna see that. And I was disappointed that these men, I'll say it. It appeared to me watching the show that these men just had this fantasy of being with a white woman. It was the fetish of a white woman. And there is something very interesting about seeing that displayed, because I would like to ask these men, and I hope they could be honest about it. Where does this fetish come from to where you see a white woman and you just run to it? Like, is it the forbidden fruit? Is it something to where, I got one night only, let me do this? Like, what is it? And last but not least, one thing Dom said that sort of took me aback is he kept referencing you as a strong Black woman.
Yes.
And that to me was a telltale sign of, you don't see me as a person of interest. You see me as a hashtag. And that, oh, I peeped it. You see me as a hashtag. And you how do you know I'm strong? Because I have a job? Like,
Right. What is that about?
yeah.
I work like everybody else. But yes, there was a lot of conversation regarding that strong Black woman comment. I think he said it twice.
He did.
And I even made a TikTok, honey. That TikTok went viral. It went up, trolling the whole situation. Me and Aunt Sophie did one together. And we said, do we identify as a strong Black woman? And then the sound is nope, nope, nope. No, we don't. I don't identify as a strong Black woman. I am soft. Okay. I'm very soft. I don't always need to be strong. Why can't I be vulnerable? Why can't I be an emotional Black woman? Why can't I be a beautiful Black woman? Like, why is it always strong? And I think that a lot of Black men, because I seen a lot of Black men in the comments when I made that TikTok, and they were confused. Well, what's wrong with that? I was raised by a strong Black woman. Let's turn that off, okay? Because why isn't it a strong white woman? Like, why are Black women always have to be strong? Why do we always have to carry the burden? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of Black men are not educated on why that is offensive, and it's not a compliment. And I think Dom lacked the education. Let me just make this very clear. I do not think that Dom was ever disrespectful to me. I feel like he was a very respectful man. I feel like
Agreed.
Dom was very nice to me. And I still think he's a great person. I just think that it was a lack of education behind that phrase. And I think he thought he was saying it in a good way. And it really came off really bad. And the internet dragged him for it. They really did.
You know what's so interesting? I tell people all the time, the purpose of this podcast is not for me to preach to people.
Mm-hmm.
It's for me to also learn from my subjects. I'm learning from you in this very moment because I am guilty of using strong Black woman, not
Mm-hmm.
understanding that there could be a negative connotation to that. And that's why I'm so perplexed by this, because I'm even learning something in terms of, I never heard anyone say this the way you're saying it. It's, why can't we be like, I want to be, I'm a soft girl. I'm a woman,
Right.
like I want a strong man to use his masculinity to make up for my softness. Let the perfect match for a soft woman is a
Mm-hmm.
strong man. That's a
Mm-hmm.
perfect match. So when you
There you
label
go.
somebody as a strong Black woman, what you're doing is telling this woman she has to have the burdens of dealing with things on a higher level than her partner. She has to wear her strength on her sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
She has to be the one to carry the village. And what is so interesting about the Black men in the comments of your TikTok saying, well, what's wrong? My mama was one. Yeah, but it doesn't mean that everybody wants to be your mama. Like, I'm not trying to replace your
Yeah.
mother. I
Yeah.
want a man who is going to desire me. I never heard anyone say it that way. And I
Yeah.
am being educated right now that for a Black woman, it's okay to be soft. It's
It
okay
is.
to be vulnerable. Go ahead.
It is. It is. And, this is what I like about your podcast, the conversation, the dialogue, talking it through, understanding that is, it's just, time is out for that. Y'all have got to find another compliment for Black women because that's not it. And I don't blame Black men for saying that, because I truly think that they think it's coming from a good place. And like I said, I don't feel like Dom ever disrespected me. I want to make that very, very clear. I
Oh
just think it
no,
was a
and I agree
lack
with
of,
you.
yeah,
And that's
I
what
just
I'm saying
want,
for myself. I'm
mm-hmm,
guilty. I'm a Black man who obviously
yeah,
child, I love me some Black women, but I'm guilty of saying it because you do things a compliment. So this is no
yeah,
disrespect to Dom or the other men who say it.
mm-hmm,
As a gay man who's Black, am even saying I'm guilty of saying it, and you're educating me. So go ahead.
yeah. I mean, that's that, Carlos. Like, Black women, we don't always have to carry the burden. We don't always have to be that. You don't always have to look to us to be strong. We're soft, we're feminine, we're women at the end of the day. And just like any other race, we're still women. We have emotions. And so I definitely appreciate the conversation that has surrounded regarding all of this. And looking back on it, in the moment you're filming, I had no idea that this was going to be such a big conversation. And in hindsight, I'm truly thankful because it's a teachable moment. And if we had to showcase that for it to get across to other Black men, even Black women, I had other Black women say it in the comments. They didn't understand either. Oh, I am a strong Black woman, but I had people going in the comments and teaching her, yes, maybe that's one attribute, but you're also feminine, beautiful, smart, sexy, soft. So you don't always have to be labeled that too. So, I'm happy that we're having this conversation.
Woo, okay. I have to ask this within this, then I'll move on. But again, I'm being educated right now. The reason why you have to be careful, and when I say you, I'm meaning Black men, including myself. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why we have to be careful calling a Black woman a strong Black woman is because when it comes to some, not all, when it comes to some Black men, they feel like, oh, Black woman's combative, she's aggressive. Because I even learned, courtesy of my reality shows, you don't call a Black woman aggressive either. Like I have learned that,
Uh-huh.
especially a dark skinned Black woman being called aggressive is a
Mm-hmm.
bad thing. And I learned that doing Bell Collective, courtesy of the conversations we've had. So I now understand that as a woman is single and she's dating and she's looking for love, calling her a strong Black woman sort of applies this aggressive connotation. She's on one. Let me make like it now broadens the description of why it is unfortunately, and I don't want to speak for you, but I have heard from my Black female friends that it is difficult to date because nobody appreciates the strength of a woman, but that's what they see versus trying to bring the femininity and the softness and the vulnerability out of me so
Mm-hmm.
that we don't always have to appear to be strong.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely right. Absolutely right. I totally agree with your friend. It's that's why I keep going back to, I think if men are open to the conversation, even a man that I'm dating. So men that I date,
I'm jealous. Continue.
they have to be open to having that conversation and really understand where I'm coming from, and Black women in general. I think to really understand, first of all, a Black woman, and to understand how to love and care for a Black woman and how to simply date a Black woman. So I think it's just a conversation that needs to be had. It does not mean that we're aggressive, or you know what I mean, all those negative connotations. No, like, we can absolutely stand next to any woman of any race, and you can call us equally the same thing. You do not have to stop at a Black woman and say strong. You just don't have to do that.
Mm. I listen. I love my show because I listen. Oprah used to call it her aha moment that she would have
Uh-huh.
courtesy of the guests. In my Oprah Winfrey voice, that was an aha moment for me. And I
Oh.
thank you for being able to even educate me because I tell people all the time, I don't know everything and I'm learning as I'm growing. And you have taught me that. So I thank you for that. What I don't thank you for is that who you dating? Who
Ooh.
snatched who snatched up my lady? First of all, Simon got Porsha, and I had to go to her wedding and watch this man marry my girlfriend. I was mad at that. So, Colony, do you have a man you dating somebody, child?
First of all, I need Porsha's prayer. Y'all want Sierra's prayer, okay? And that's cool. I love me some Sierra. But let's talk about Porsha prayer. PP, Porsha's prayer, okay? Because she did that. She did that. Um, so yeah, I'm dating. I'm dating. I'm dating. I'm having fun dating. Okay. I'm not exclusively with anybody right now. But I'm enjoying. I'm dating.
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna gather our hands in prayer. Come, join me in prayer. Come on, Colony. And I'm about to, ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to give y'all Portia's prayer
Ooh.
because we all want Portia's prayer. Okay. Um, Father God in heaven, please have Colony find her a man who is going to dedicate his life to her, dedicate his wallet to her,
Ooh.
dedicate his children to her as well. Shall he have kids from a previous marriage? Additionally, may this man possibly be from African descent. We love the Nigerian tribe. May his pockets be long and other things be longer. In addition to that, may he love upon us, Lord, and may he give us a life where we are both pleasing to each other and we both love each other, hook up each other, and we are a power couple. And
Mm-hmm.
last but not least, may this man be a faithful man, Lord. May this man also, okay, love the fact that his woman is a star and he's not going to block her blessings. And if anything, Lord, he is going to want to elevate her into unforeseen heights. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Ooh.
Yes, Portia's
Amen.
prayer.
Carlos, that might be Colony's prayer now, honey. Okay. We need to write that
Yes.
down. Woo! Thank you, Brother Carlos. I needed that. That was a sermon, honey.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. I
So with
receive
that,
it. I
no,
receive it. Amen.
amen,
Amen.
Lord. So we've been talking about types. What type of man does Colony like?
Let's get into my business. You know what? I don't really have a physical type. I don't. I really don't. Um, I look at more of a vibe. Like, are we connecting? Are we talking about greater things than just the everyday, what you doing? Like, I can't stand anybody who's hitting me up, what you doing, what you doing. I'm busy. I got things going on. So I love a man who can hold a great conversation. I love a man who's family oriented because I love my family. I want my man to love his family and we come together and we create our own family. So that's really important to me. And somebody, of course, who's career oriented, goal driven. Like, I got things I want to do. I want you to be able to add to that and I add to you. So I want somebody to just really come and bring value because I have so much value to give anywhere I go. So I want that.
Now
That's it.
look, okay, okay. So African or
My ex, I actually dated a Nigerian. My ex is Nigerian, so I
your
already
ex
know.
is
I already
Nigerian?
know.
How long did y'all
Yes,
date?
we dated for 2.5 years. Yeah, yeah.
What went wrong, Colony?
I'm not even gonna put his business out there like that, child.
Let me
we
ask you this. No, go ahead, no, go ahead.
we grew apart. I was gonna say we just grew apart.
Okay.
He wanted different things. I was starting my real estate career or into it, getting into it, and that's just it fizzled out. I'll say that.
Okay. Okay. Well, look, I have an African. Porsha has an African. Shamia has an African. Nene Leaks has an
Ooh.
African. So there's a pattern here. So on behalf of and Wendy Osefo,
Yes, Wendy.
hey, happy
Yes.
Eddie. And if I'm not mistaken, and y'all correct me, raindrops, if I'm wrong in the comments, I believe all of our men are Nigerian. So the only thing I'll say is be patient.
Ah! Oh, not you about to have the Nigerian slide in the DMs, honey.
Child, on behalf of me and the girls, honey, that's where it's at.
Listen, I am not opposed. I'm familiar with the culture. So
I love
Carlos, you gotta
this.
hook me up with somebody now. You might be a good matchmaker.
I actually am. I actually am. Although, unfortunately, the couple I met, they were married for like 10 years, but they got divorced last year, child. But it's on
10
him
years
because
is good.
I
10
know.
years, that's a
And
good run.
good run. They got some kids out the situation. But he was out there slinging his whatever child. So at the end of the
Ooh.
allegedly, at the end of the day, I'm a good matchmaker. So let me talk to the tribe and see.
Ooh.
Low key, child. I should have made you my date at Portia's wedding because there were a couple. I was like, yes.
Listen, you should have. You should have. You give me good matchmaking vibes. So I feel like,
Yeah,
you know,
I know.
you know.
No. We see each other.
And the people, they keep commenting, they're like, listen, call me for the next bachelorette. I don't know, but ABC.
Listen here, ABC, the Bachelorette producers. Please cast Colony as a bachelorette because, baby,
I don't
she is going
know.
to give a show.
Hey,
No,
I'm
I
open
mean,
to it.
I'm here for it. But like I said, you're going to end up back on television anyway. Um, and look, I'm so happy you took time on your busy schedule to talk to me. Like I said to you
Of
before,
course.
I'm a fan. I I have a crush on you. I think you are on the verge of a major breakthrough. I just sense it. I there's something super magnetic where the stars are going to align for you. I told Sherelle this, and she was like, Carlos, you're right when it comes to Colony.
Yeah, shout
So
out to Sherelle. Love her.
love me some Sherelle,
Yes.
honey. Love me some her. And no. So listen, stay tuned because you never know what's gonna happen.
You never know, honey. You never know.
Yes. All right. So Colony, let the world know where they can find you, follow you, and support you.
Yes, absolutely. You can find me on all socials at Colony Reeves. I'm on Instagram, Colony Reeves, TikTok, Colony Reeves. I do a little bit of tweeting on Twitter. So follow me on Colony Reeves. And a lot of people don't know or they forget. But yes, I'm still an active real estate agent, honey. So if you need to buy or sell in the Tampa Bay area or even in Florida, we're down in Miami as well. Absolutely reach out to me in my group called the Colony Reeves Group on Instagram. You can book a consultation, reach out to us because we are active.
Yes. All right. Well, you heard it here first. Thank you, Colony. I love you, baby. And I will see you soon, my love.
Yes, bye. Thanks for having me.
Mwah.